Hey guys, I'm going to start in on that carving tutorial. I'm not sure how much will fit in this first video. It'll probably be in several parts, and I'm going to update them as I finish them. What you need is your foam. I use a box cutter and X-Acto knives. And matching my hands. I started cutting on a piece of this. This actually would go up here on this thing, and this is just and when I'm done, this will be a whole piece. But I drew in some basic lines of where I'm cutting this at, and you can see this is where I've already started to shape this. So we're going to continue down this piece. Now, when you go, if you're going to use pieces like I am, I always line it back up so I know I'm going in the right direction here, and then I cut using so I know where the edges are going to meet. And if I have a little bit of a gap, I can just use some gap filler. But doing this is pretty easy. Just that's all you're doing is just cutting chunks out of this. You know, and just tearing them out. That's all the technique is. You know, the total tutorial of this thing is just tear it apart. Literally. I mean, I'm not trying to be a wise ass or nothing, but that's really all it is. I'm just dismantling the foam and giving it that, just taking it to, take now once you get your general shape with the big razor, the way you like it here, then you can go and do some fine like holes and tears with your X-Acto knife. So you can go in there and dig some holes in it, and just tear it at it with your, or just use your thumbnail to tear at it. You know. Give yourself some destruction. Okay. Now we start getting into doing some. You can start getting into doing this right now. It's really your call. How early you want to start doing this. Usually I glue all the pieces together and all that stuff before I start getting into this part. But let's say you're going to do this piece where you know you're going to have a lot of like gunfire, and you want some other destructive bits. Like this is going to be the outside of my wall here. So, let's say we want an explosion. Here's an impact thing. You just go in and start digging yourself a hole in it. Whether you want to dig it all the way through or just have outside damage like the other one I did, like an impact hole where a grenade or something hit it, you just go in and dig yourself out a hole. Like I said, it ain't got to look real pretty right this minute. You'll go in with your finger or whatever, and you can clean it up after this. There's a piece of tape on there. And then you can go in there now with and dig at it with your finger and clean it up or whatever. You know, and that's you got digging a hole in the wall there. Bullet holes are easy enough. Just a piece of tape on there. Yeah. Bullet holes are pretty easy. You just stick your knife in and give it a twist. Dig out your excess, and then go here and just dig out little pieces on the side that look like fragmenting from the hitting the wall. And now, to give it the extra effect that you want for the cracking and stuff like that, just go in with your sharp edges and take your blade and just Give yourself some cracks. Draw them in from your edges. You don't have to go overboard with this. Trust me, guys. When it comes to this stuff, usually less is more. And you can do the same thing up here, like where this is at. Just draw yourself in some cracks. And if you've got a big enough hole, you can have these cracks intertwine and whatnot, and it just gives you some extra cracks in the wall. And you can do the same thing with this impact. Just draw yourself in some cracks, and when you paint these up and everything, when you apply the washes and paint and everything, you can really go to town with the cracks if you want to, or you can do it as little as possible. It's really up to you how much detail or destruction you really want. You can go crazy with this thing, make it look like it's about to collapse or whatever, and that's all your damage there, is all these cracks coming out from the and you can make this as deep as you want. You can put it all the way through or whatever. I mean, that's in a nutshell, that's the destruction. That's your impact hole. There's a basic impact or a bullet hole. You can make these pretty small if you want. There'd be a small hit. You can put some small, cracks out from it like this. And then you can do a small impact hits. Let's say if you're going to do a superhero fight and you want to use this pretty much for superheroes, guys that aren't using guns, do punches. You can go in here and do impact hits. This will be your epicenter here. Just draw cracks out from that. Push it in. They just look like stress cracks coming from one location. So that's some basics of this. That's basically the carving and destruction part of the wall phase there. But next will be texturing, as far as adding grit and grime and whatnot to your piece. So that's all that stuff, guys.